Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the first episode of the Lomography Product Introduction Podcast. Woo! I'll be your host today. I'm Ijonju, just a camera-loving guy. I used to usually tell all my friends that I love cameras like a fat boy who loves chocolate cake. So nice to meet you. Today I'll be doing an introduction on the LCA Plus. A little bit about the LCA Plus. Since today is the first episode, LCA camera is the first camera that started everything in the Lomography society. We're going to talk about the LCA camera as our first product that we're going to introduce. Alright. Paknom my English because I have this accent, this strange accent that I put in my words sometimes. So if you hear something strange, just ignore it. Okay, thank you. Well, it actually all started from Cosina, a company in Japan where I'm living right now. I'll show you the Cosina camera. Okay, this is the Cosina X1 camera, and it just evolved into the X2 camera, which looks like this, with a better modification, timer and stuff. And then, yeah, the guy, there's this Japanese ambassador, if I'm not wrong, he went to this presidential kind of meeting, and he met with another ambassador from Russia, and they were talking about photography and cameras and stuff, and he just pulled it out. I was like, hey, check this out, the Cosina CX2, and the Russian ambassador was like, whoa, wow, that's great, I want to make one of those, or maybe something, you know, a lot more simpler, but I'm just overreacting to make this more entertaining. And the Russian ambassador just took the camera and make a reproduction of it, and it became the Lomo LCA. He made mass productions on this, and it's sold everywhere in Russia, and it's an amazing compact camera, the Lomo LCA. I still don't understand why people call it the Lomo LCA, because this L stands for Lomo, right? So you're saying Lomo compact automatic? Okay, never mind. But anyway, the Lomo LCA was mass produced and sort of died out because, you know, trends sometimes just died out and then they come back again once in a while. And a bunch of Austrian students rediscovered the camera, took the camera and started a club and started going out on events, outings, started taking photos and stuff, and it became the Lomography Society. And there we have it, today's LCA. This is the latest one. I mean, the latest one is the white one, but this is the latest one because it says 25. So that's the white one. Never mind. 25th anniversary, 25th birthday of Lomography Society. So what I was talking about just now, you know, a group of Austrian students, it happened 25 years ago. Amazing, wasn't it? Okay, anyway. The LCA Plus is a compact camera, and it's automatic. That's why it says compact LCA, you know, L stands for Lomo. You can choose your distance on the side here, so you have more control over what you want to focus. Okay. So let me go through on some features on the LCA Plus, and let's start. Okay. There's a little difference from the old one. This is a little hole where you can actually see what kind of film you have in, and to actually see if you have film in it. Because I remember back in the day, some people with a lot of LCAs, they have 2 or 3 LCAs, and they don't remember if they have film in it, and they have to open it up, and then when there's a film, they go like, whoop, you close it back straight away when they see the logo of the film, and they're like, oh no, the light leak just went in, and then they start crying and stuff. So this is a new function which is really good, so that you know that you have a film in it, and you can actually tell what kind of film you have in it, like the ISO, so you can have the right ASA exposure thing here. I don't know what ASA stands for. Do you know? Never mind. And they also have this new groove over here. If you can see, it's for a lot of it's for new functions and new accessories for the LCA Plus camera. So if you have the old one, it's time to upgrade to the LCA Plus camera because the LCA Plus accessories will only work with the LCA Plus. Right, and there's this MX multiple exposure thing, which is really cool. All you have to do is just pull the lever like that, and you can make another exposure on the same frame. It's really convenient. Back in the days, if you have to do that on the LCA, the old one, you have to do a hack where you have to hold on to something and start turning something. As I'll explain in the future of my of this podcast videos. So I'll just continue explaining a little bit more about the LCA Plus. So the LCA Plus is a 32mm f2.8 lens camera, a leaf shutter. Since it's 2.8 and you can actually it's a minotaur lens. You can have you can choose the depth of you can choose where you want to focus, and you have this really nice depth of field effect because it's full frame on 2.8 and f2 aperture f2.8. So your digital camera that is compact can't do things like that. Okay, and those digital cameras which is as small as this can't do that. Okay? No matter how big your aperture is, you can never get a full frame depth of field. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just continue playing with, get an LCA, buy it, and, fool around with it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, and there's also a releaser hole right here, where you can put your releaser, and then you can shoot star trails, or, dart. When you're in a city and you want to shoot long exposure, it's a perfect thing. And they didn't have that on the old LCA, so the LCA Plus is a great camera for you to have this function on it. It's great. If you notice some LCAs in the past, they might have one of these winders from below. It's actually for some other functions, like, I don't know, maybe in the future there will be a motorized film winder, or if, as for right now, this actually works with the underwater housing, which I don't have right now, but with this you can actually wind to the next frame on the underwater housing, which is also amazing. Some of the old LCA have this hole here with the winding thing, but most of the old LCAs don't have, so this is one thing you'll need if you want to shoot underwater right now. You see this groove here? It's for the new school accessories that actually works with the camera, which I'll be going into real soon. Before starting on any other accessories, the first accessory that I think that you need is a flash, because the camera itself has no flash, and you know, a flash is pretty important if you're in a if you're in dark condition, or if you're in a party, you know, if you're in an indoor and you don't have a fast film. A flash is pretty important. So I'll show you the first flash that in my recommendation is one of the best flashes for the LCA. Color splash flash, which you can actually tint your photos. When I mean tint, because you use flash and you can actually tint the people with the color and with your splash flash. Really cool. And if you don't want to tint anything, just keep it white. Really nice. I really like it. It's pretty compact and it fits in your bag like that nicely if you have a pocket, and it's a great accessory. One of the first things that you'll need, you know, apart from all the accessories, if you're thinking, hey, what kind of accessories do I need after buying the LCA? If you're going outdoors in the morning until the afternoon where the sun is nice and everything, you don't need any accessories. The LCA itself is just as fun as it's just amazingly fun if you go out in the morning with your LCA. But if you're thinking, I might need an accessory for some other events, like a darker place and indoor, then you'll need a flash, and this is a perfect flash for it. It's a ring flash. People, if you're shooting close up on people's faces and you want a ring flash, you know, nicely lit, or you can even put 4 different colors on the ring flash, and you have a nice, you know, multicolor face. Which you have to experiment a little on with this one. Next, so I'm gonna put this right here, right now. Do you see it? Whoa! Okay, it actually fits nicely with your LCA. It's a tunnel lens, a tunnel vision lens made in Japan. Really nice. It gives you the tunnel effect. Here's some photos taken by our fellow Lomographers. Check it out. Cool, isn't it? So apart from tunnel lens, here's another lens, the fisheye. Whoa, so wide. So this is the legendary fisheye lens for the LCA, especially. I've had this since 5 years ago. It's amazing. The LCA fisheye lenses gives you a fisheye photo to your LCA. You have to set to infinity. If not, you can't take a picture. But I'll explain it with detail in the future. So here are some fisheye photos taken with the LCA and the adapter with our fellow Lomographers on Lomography Society. Check them out. Here is one of the new accessory that actually works with the groove that I was talking about over here, because it slips in like that, you know, like you know, slips in like that. Oh wow, that's, you know, silky smooth, like, you know, like putting on stockings or something. I don't put on stockings, but yeah, just joking. Anyway, this is really good. The wide angle lens with a wide angle finder. You know, it's just sexy. I mean, even if it doesn't work, I want it like that, holding it. You know, it looks great. You know, like wow. You know, as long as I feel good, you know, I feel better, I have better confidence, so I take better pictures. You know, it doesn't matter if it works or not, as long as it doesn't disturb my picture. But yeah, it works. It definitely works. So here are some pictures taken by our fellow lomographers with the wide-angle lens. Check it out. Lenses, lenses, lenses. So we're talking about an accessory that changes the shape and form of your picture. If that to you is not interesting enough, why not block it? Let's cover the picture up. What are you talking about? I mean, the Splitzer is one of the very famous accessory by the Lomography Society. The Splitzer actually works with the groove as well. You just slip it on, and you see this. This is how it works. You cover partial of the photo, and you have a partial of the photo which is dark, and you re-expose another. You use the multiple exposure setting thing, and you re-expose the images on the dark part, and just keep doing it until you feel that you're done with it. Go mad and with your creativity on what you can actually do with the Splitzer. And if you don't know what this actually does, here are some sample photos taken by our fellow lomographers with the Splitzer adapter. Check it out. So, alright, we're back. So let's keep this really short. This will be the last accessory that I'll be talking about. This is probably the latest accessory for the LCA. It's the instant back for the LCA, so you can actually shoot Instax film from Fuji. It's like it's now you can shoot instant photography. This is my favorite setup. You have the LCA, you have the flash, and you have the instant back, and you have the finder here, which is really good. So I usually bring this to parties, friend's birthday, or some other event. If you go to the club, and you have this color splash flash, so you can start tinting people, coloring their face or something, and it's really nice because you take a shot and this flash fires off, and you print the instant photo, and you have it you have this Lomo feel kind of photo being printed on an instant on a small instant film, which is just amazing. So and the following photos are photos taken by our fellow lomographers, including a little bit of my photos that I took with the instant LCA back. LCA Plus back, which is just amazing, and hope you like it. Check it out. I want to thank you guys for watching today's Lomography Product Introduction podcast, and I'm your host, Mi Jonju, and I'll see you next time, real soon. Bye bye.